Good afternoon, everyone. This week's tutorial will be looking at paragraphing and coherence. So first we're going to look at the first part of this week's activities, which is paragraphing. Paragraphs show a collection of ideas on one topic. Paragraphs often have three parts: a topic sentence, which is the main idea of the paragraph. It lets the reader know what is the big idea of the paragraph. Then we have the supporting details. It gives details about the topic or main idea. It relates to the topic and gives the reader more information about the topic. And lastly, of the concluding idea, which wraps up the ideas of the topic, gives the topic of the paragraph a sense of ending, while although it may not be stated. A complete paragraph is like a juicy hamburger. The top bun is the topic sentence, and then in the middle we have supporting details which gives it flavor, and at the bottom we have the concluding idea which completes the sandwich. Let's find a topic sentence, supporting details, and concluding in this following paragraph. I enjoy boating on lazy afternoons. I love the warm sun and gentle sea breezes blowing against my face. The waves slapping against the side of the hull captivate me. The rocking of the boat pushes away my worries. Life is at its best when I'm at sea. Right. The topic sentence: I enjoy boating on lazy summer. So we have an idea about someone who enjoys boating on a lazy afternoon. And to support the topic sentence, I love the warm sun, which is the afternoon, and gentle sea breeze blowing against my face. The waves slapping against the side of the hull captivate me. The rock of the boat pushes away my worries. And the concluding idea is, life is at its best when I am at sea. So it does make sense, right? So we have an activity that we're going to do together. There's three scrambled ticks. In this section, you have to test your ability to see logic and order. The sentences in the following paragraphs have been scrambled intentionally, and you have to use your knowledge about logical connectors to indicate the correct order into which the sentences should be placed for the paragraph to make sense. Well, let's look at the sentences. A. The reason to patent your intention is to give the owner, which is you, the exclusive right to commercially exploit the invention for the life of the patent, usually 20 hours. No, it seems like A does not give an idea of what the topic is really about, right? But we have more paragraphs to look at. So, you've invented the next big thing. It's revolutionary. It's cheap to make and everyone will want to put it on the market. There's something there. You know something about an invention, something huge, a revolution, right? Let's move on to C. When you have finally patented your new masterpiece, you will be the only lucky one that will be able to benefit from it. More like a supporting sentence, but we have our last sentence to look at. But wait a minute. Before you can start the production lines rolling, you've got to protect it from someone else who thinks your idea will make them a fortune too. Okay. The first thing you need to do before you start dreaming about the millions you can make, you have to protect it by patenting it. Alright. So, I hope you have your pens and paper, right? Okay. So the first question is, which sentence did you put first? So he said A, I mean clearly A is not a topic sentence because it starts with the reason to patent. So we don't know what it's talking about. Actually start with the reason, right? So it cannot be A. A cannot be our topic sentence. B, so you've invented the next big something. It's revolutionary. So B gives an idea of there's something big, there's an invention, something huge, revolutionary, it's cheap, and everyone wants to put it on the market, right? And C starts with begins when you have finally D, but wait a minute. Before you can start the production line rolling, definitely not D. E, the first thing you need to do before you start dreaming about the music you make, you have to protect it. Protect what we don't know. So B should be our first sentence because it gives an idea of a revolutionary product. So it is B. Which sentence did you put second? Hmm. So we have this revolutionary invention that you've come up with. But wait a minute. B, before you can start the production lines, you've got to protect it. So our second sentence will be D, right? Which sentence did you put third? So you have your product, your invention, and you protected it. So what you do next is, well, the first thing you need to do before you start dreaming about the music you make, you have to protect it by patenting it. So E is our third sentence. Our fourth sentence, it tells us, it builds on E. So it tells the reason why we have to patent. So which is A. The reason to patent your information is to give the owner, which is you, the exclusive right to commercially exploit the invention for the life of the patent. And lastly, our concluding idea, when you have finally patented your new masterpiece, you will be the only lucky one that will be able to benefit from it. Right? So let's order our paragraph. First sentence. So if invented the next big thing, it's revolutionary, it's cheap to make, and everyone wants to put it on the market. But wait, before you can start the production lines rolling, you've got to protect it from someone else who thinks your idea will make them a fortune too. The first thing you need to do before you start dreaming about the millions you can make, you have to protect it by patenting it. The reason to patent your intention is to give the owner the exclusive right to commercially exploit the invention for the life of the patent, usually 20 years. When you have finally patented your new masterpiece, you will be the only lucky one that will be able to benefit from it. It does make sense, right? Mhm. Moving on to text B. Still the same exercise where we scramble the sentences into logic and order. B. The lack of adequate biosafety capacity in Africa is also widely acknowledged as a major problem, making it easy for foreign technical experts to be brought in and unduly influence the process. B. African governments share some responsibility for bad biosafety laws and for allowing internal pressures to influence soaring processes. Nevertheless, Africa has some biosafety expertise and capacity that should be developed for national and regional biosafety processes. Consequently, external influences in the domestic regularity issues may be met with stiff resistance in the future. Apart from such a development, African civil society is also becoming much more involved in the genetically modified debate. This is very interesting. Which sentence did you put first? Well, Looking at the first few words of each sentence, it says the lack of adequate biosafety capacity in Africa is also widely used as a major problem. No, no, we know it talks about biosafety, but what's biosafety? What it could be? It could be chemicals, it could be law, it could be regulations. We don't know. It does not give us an idea. But B says African government shares some responsibility for bad biosafety laws. Right. C, definitely not. Nevertheless, is the logical connector. There is no way it can be C. D, consequently, also contrasting connector. So it cannot be D. Our topic sentence definitely cannot be C or D. So we scratch that out. Also A, right? E, apart from such development, what development? We don't know what development we are talking about. So it means that our first sentence, our topic sentence is option B, which states that African governments share some responsibility for bad biosafety laws and for allowing external pressures to influence certain processes. Which sentence should you put second? A, because it goes on to why African governments share responsibility for bad safety laws and exactly what are these external pressures that influence sovereign processes. Because it says of the lack of adequate biosafety capacity in Africa is also widely acknowledged as a major problem, making it easy for foreign technical influences to be brought in and unduly influence the process. This is consequently these external influences that were mentioned in A, right? And then C, nevertheless, Africa has some biosafety expertise. Hmm. Our paragraph is making sense now. So our concluding sentence will be apart from such developments that we've read from these other above options, Africa's civil society is also becoming much more involved in genetically modified debate. Wow, very interesting. Now, our last text C. One of these skills is the ability to read actively to identify the main point. When you are satisfied, the final presentation should be made in a coherent paragraph using appropriate transitional signals. Then, the point should be paraphrased in a concise manner to shorten the original piece. Effective summary writing requires study to employ numerous skills. Students should also avoid using illustrative examples in their summary. Which sentence would you put first? I think it's D, because we know that this paragraph is about effective summary writing skills, right? Yes. And then our second sentence could be A, that boils it. What are these skills? These skills is the ability to read actively to identify the main point. And then C goes on to say, then the point should be paraphrased in a concise manner to shorten the original piece. Okay, then we go back and say, well, what piece? So students should also avoid using illustrative examples in their summary. Why? Okay, so when you are satisfied, the final presentation should be made in a coherent paragraph using appropriate transitional signals. Well, sorry. Well, it actually does make sense, right? We have our topic sentence. We need to identify the topic sentences, supporting details, and concluding ideas. I hope this was very meaningful to you guys and you understood how to build a paragraph and to make it more clearer to your reader. So this brings us to the end of our tutorial section. Thank you. Bye.